As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Man, I had to go with OU women's hoops. Had a thrilling overtime victory over Baylor, which, by the way, it's the first back-to-back Baylor wins for any Big 12 team since 2010. That's crazy. And I know that's the Mulkey era, but still really, really impressive. It's the 11th double-digit comeback in the Baranchek era, which is crazy. They're 3-0 in overtime under Baranchek, which is awesome. They've scored 90 points in each of their last 4 Big 12 wins. Taylor Robinson, we all also know that she just became the NCAA's all-time three-point leader. She also just tied the mark, 140th career start, ties the record at Oklahoma. And don't forget they're playing at Kansas State Sunday at 1 o'clock on ESPNU. Now, for the game, did you see the end of this game?
Yes, I did. I was watching it, and I'm a big fan of Baylor turning the ball over the way they did late in that game.
So for those that didn't see it, Oklahoma trailed for over 39 minutes of that game. They're down 12 with 5 minutes to go. They're down 75-63, and they're down 5 with just 26 seconds to go. They get a defensive stop. They get a layup. Then they get a steal on the inbounds, and Taylor Robertson, as she does, hits a big-time 3 with 14 seconds left to tie it, and they go on to win it in overtime. Thought that was awesome. Chris Plank's call is fantastic. Seeing him going crazy at the scorer's table on that 3 is really cool. It was a really fun game.
That video of Plank losing it, like in the background of Robertson's shot, is incredible.
I
But
love watching coaches. Coach Baranchek is when Taylor Robertson hits the 3, there's like a quick fist pump, and then right back into like screaming at the players, get back, we're not foul. It was awesome. It was just a really cool exchange, and this team is fun, man. They score points in the bunches, man.
they're 19-4.
Crazy,
and
right?
I know that, we talk a lot about the men's team on here. We should probably focus more on the women's. They keep my blood pressure down for the most part. Now, last night was an exception. That was a thriller. Blood pressure was up. They're fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And the number one reason they're fun to watch, they scored the damn basketball.
Yep.
Which is very entertaining. And with what happened the other night in Morgantown, come on, Jenny Baranchek, lead us to the promised land. We need it. Oh, you basketball fans need it.
Yeah. Hey, I've said this before. I think they were just preliminary or temporary changes to try it out. But I think with what they did with women's basketball, kind of following the NBA rules for quarters and like bonus and fouls and stuff like that, I think it's helped scoring and making it a really good product. So I think they've done a really good job with it. And you're right. This team is good, worthy of our attention. And because they score so much and they can hit the 3, they're going to be a dangerous tournament team.
I'm a big Skylar Van fan.
Yeah.
She can ball. I like the way she plays. But Coach Baranchek, you have our attention. We will be monitoring women's hoops more closely.
Very cool. It was good.
All right, who do you have as your loser of the week?
Well, I don't know. I kind of the Chiefs, but really not really. It's just, did you see what Brandon Ayuk said? When asked about like who's going to win the Super Bowl, they lost to the Eagles. So it's almost like just a shot, like he's mad at the Eagles, but he said the Chiefs are going to win. He doesn't gamble, but if he was betting on the game, he'd sell his home. He'd take every single dollar to his name and bet it on the Chiefs to win, which is the ultimate curse, right? Whenever somebody says something like that, you know how it's going to unfold, which, I know that it has no bearing on the outcome of the game, but it's just, I thought it was a crazy statement because I think it's going to be a great game, and I have no idea who's going to win.
I think the Eagles are the better football team, but I want no part of betting against Patrick Mahomes. None. I
That's
will
it.
be respectfully declining wagering any of my own money on this game because I don't know.
They are always in it, no matter what the score is, and no matter how much time is left on the clock.
Yeah, and I will say this: would help the Chiefs if they had Brandon Ayuk. That dude is legit. I mean, I
Yeah,
think he's one of the best route runners in the league. He
he's
is.
great.
Whew.
He's great. He's like the perfect complement to like Debo Samuel and like just they Kittle, like they like check every single box on their skill position guys.
Do you think Nick Sirianni like paid him to say that or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
Because the Eagles are favored, you know? You
I don't
think
know. I don't know.
you think he's like, "Hey Brandon, say something crazy so I can use it in a meeting." It's like
Like,
motivation and do one of my cheese ball things. Like, come on, help me out.
the Eagles, I know Jalen Hurts gets a lot of attention and he should, but the real the real strength of that team is how great they are on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
Offensive line, really, really good. Defensive line, super, super productive. Like that's the real strength of that football team.
Yep. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
John Vance Auto Group has been serving Oklahomans for 40 years. They're family owned and operated, and they got 9 full service dealerships in Woodward, Miami, and Guthrie. No matter what your vehicle needs are, John Vance Auto Group has you covered. They carry domestic brands such as Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Wagoneer. John Vance Auto Group's goal is to give unequaled service and to exceed customers' expectations in every way, which is why they have their lifetime loyalty program. And here's how it works. You buy a new or used car from them, and all you have to do is get all of the manufacturer recommended maintenance done at the Vance dealership. And if something goes wrong with your components of your engine, transmission, drive, axle, or transfer unit, they're going to cover the repair costs. It's a great deal. You can browse their entire inventory or find the John Vance dealership near you at vanceautogroup.com.
and First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all. Whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone, everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. Make your life easy, people, and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information. All right, for my winner of the week, thought about going with Aaron Rodgers. The dude has really leaned in to being a weirdo, and I respect that. Like, if you're gonna do it, go all in. What do you think about the 4-day darkness retreat to decide what he's gonna do next season? Hey, I'm gonna make a prediction. He's owed like $60 million next year. This just in, I think he's going to play in 2023. The 2023-2024 season. Bold prediction, Aaron Rodgers will be playing football. Now, is it the Packers? Is it the Jets? I don't know, but he doesn't need to sit in the dark for 4 days. I could have just told him he's going to do it. It's $60 million.
Yeah, nothing better than sitting in the dark for 4 days and thinking about where you're going to spend the $63 million you're going to make next year, right? I actually, to me, 4 days alone in the dark doesn't sound all that bad. It kind of sounds a little bit refreshing to clear the system, get away from the phone, all of those things. But yeah, he's I know he said no ayahuasca on this trip, but I'm not buying it.
No. There's going to be some drugs involved. Let's be real, A-Rod. Come on,
There's
man.
going to be some type of enhancement going on here.
If I'm trying to go on some type of spiritual journey, I want it to be. Do you watch Yellowstone?
No.
Okay,
I
well,
need
there's
to.
Casey Dutton on the show, goes on like this vision quest with the Native Americans there. If I'm ever doing like that's the type of journey I want to go on with all the ayahuasca.
It's a
Not
peyote.
this is when Aaron Rodgers was describing it, he's like, yeah, you just sit in the dark, like in a house. Now meals get delivered to you, and you can leave when you want, but you don't. I was like, that's just like having a newborn. That that's being a parent, dude. Those first couple weeks where you're just afraid to make any sound, you
Rocking
you're
your
just
baby.
sitting in silence. People are bringing you food. That's having a newborn baby. That's what it is. Now, I don't think he's a parent, so he doesn't understand. But I was listening to the description. I was like, no. I have done the 4-day darkness retreat. It's
That's
when we had
great.
our son. Like you're scared to see any light or make any noise.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm with you. I think he's going to play. I saw everyone saying that linking the darkness retreat to with the black hole for the Raiders, so that he's telling everyone where he's going.
Yeah, that's good. I The only other Aaron Rodgers thing is, did you see what Keith Mitchell said? Because he won that Pebble Beach Pro Am.
Yeah,
Keith Mitchell straight up accusing him of sandbagging with that handicap, man. That's an accusation in the golf world, man. That's a
right.
big accusation.
Well, I'm sorry. Josh Allen, the problem with the deep playoff run is not a lot of golf happening, right? You don't make the playoffs. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers has been in some nice weather, getting some rounds of golf in, practicing. So that's an advantage.
Yeah, but I did see it's like the Green Bay Country Club. His handicap's like a 3.8, and he was playing on a 10 at the Pro Am.
Hmm.
It's awfully
Well,
generous, Ted.
I don't know.
Maybe they factor in like, hey, this guy's probably going to be on ayahuasca. We need to give him a couple more shots.
Right. I'm also thinking, like, I wonder how difficult the Green Bay Country Club is.
It's a good point.
Like, I don't know, like, do they adjust your handicap at all with the slope rating of the course, or I don't know any of that stuff, but yeah, I'd say 3 to a 10 that's sandbagger-ish.
No doubt. My winner of the week, though, LeBron James. And I know a lot of people have a lot of strong opinions on LeBron, but guy's been incredible. Breaks the all-time scorer record. I thought it was really cool that it was against the Thunder. I know there are a lot of people like, oh, we don't want it to be broken against the Thunder. I was like, yes, let him pour it in. I mean, it's just a cool little note in history, right? But from the expectations that people had for him to exceed them the way that he did, it's one of the most impressive things ever in sports. Just an incredible accomplishment to pass Kareem on the scoring list. And I don't know, just watching it on the couch, it almost felt like a playoff game in a weird way because of the energy of the crowd. And I actually enjoyed that they stopped the game and let him have that moment because it's just an insane accomplishment. It really is. And the best part about it, the Thunder won the game, Ted. Let's go. I mean, so LeBron got the record. We got to witness that. And then a lot of people got to witness the young core of the Thunder and realized that this team it's not going to be long before this team is humming. I mean, SGA, just a casual 30. If Giddey can just cut down on a few of those turnovers, like that dude is playing way more aggressively and way more confident on the offensive end. Jalen Williams, certified stud as a rookie, but congrats, LeBron. Congrats on the record and hold this L, my man. Let's go.
Isn't that like the greatest? It's just, you got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook. You've got these names, and like to get the all-time scoring title in a loss to a team that, like, I agree with you. They're on the come up. Like, there's a lot of really good things for the future for Oklahoma City Thunder right now. But as they're viewed by most people nationally, like they're just flat out not a good team at all. All right, to get that record in a loss at home to the Thunder is just such a weird dichotomy, isn't it?
It's a perfect summary of how the season is going for the Lakers.
Yeah.
And also, did you see Anthony Davis with LeBron broke the record?
No.
Just like a video of him. He was on the bench when it happened. Just kind of sat, didn't even celebrate. It was very awkward and odd. You would think he would at least clap, but I don't know. There's some weird stuff in Westbrook. Westbrook played that game like LeBron tried to trade him a couple days ago. So I don't know, man, but an amazing accomplishment. But I was glad that the Thunder were in that spotlight, and to see that. I mean, remember, this is what, like the second youngest team in the history of the NBA or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
To see them respond in that moment and play the way that they did, it was cool. I enjoyed it.
It would have been awesome to be there and witness it like this, like everyone else in the stands. Do you see that picture where they're all you see is phones everywhere?
Did you see the one guy without his phone?
The one dude down there was that Trae Young? 2 seats from him?
No, I think that, wait, to his left or to his right?
As you're looking at it, sitting to his left, to the camera, to the right.
No,
of him
I think those were LeBron's kids.
Oh, okay.
But
well, I screwed that up.
Yeah, that's Phil Knight, dude.
Oh, really?
The old guy sitting there just soaking it all in.
Okay.
I saw a lot of people like, look at this old man. He's just like living in the moment. It's like, yeah, no shit. It's Phil Knight. He started
awesome.
Nike.
Well, hey, he's taking it in the right way. That's just it's kind of a sad indictment on where we are as a society, really. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I've got a strict, like, hey, get your picture or your video that you're going to post on Instagram or Twitter early in the game and then put your phone away. That's where I'm at.
Yep.
That policy started this year, I think, because I don't know. I get why people want that video, but you never go back and watch it.
This is the thing. See, that is the big lie. The big lie is, oh, I want the video, to be able to go like it's a great memory. But that's not why anyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it so they can post it and try and get likes. That's why they're actually doing it. It's like, oh my God, I've got this. Everyone will like this, that I'm here for this moment. And that's kind of why, in my opinion, it gets done. For the most part, there are some people that are just recording it to keep it, but yeah, I think it's overwhelmingly to post.
I'm with you. All right, for my loser of the week, thought about going with Kevin Durant. Everyone told him attaching himself to Kyrie Irving was not a good idea. Kyrie demands a trade. Kyrie gets traded to the Mavs. We'll see how that works out with Kyrie and Luka. I think it could be a beautiful disaster, but seems like Kevin Durant's not particularly happy. And he really has no one to blame but himself and Kyrie, of course. But we all kind of saw this coming, right?
Well, Kyrie has left a wake of destruction in his path wherever he's been in recent years. So, yeah, I think everyone could see this one coming. And Luka's probably like, oh, my God, no, please, no. It's not going to end well there. There's no way. There'll be like a brief moment of, oh, wow, this is awesome. Look how happy Kyrie is and how wonderful it's all working. And then it's just going to be one thing after another and dysfunction at the end.
But for my loser of the week, Anadarko basketball coach Doug Schumpert. Oof. This really bothered me. And I know this guy has done this stuff for years now, right? And I know he's won a lot of games. I'm here to tell everyone I do not care. Because, and if you missed it, Anadarko played keep away against Weatherford in a high school basketball game on Tuesday night. The final score was 4-2. You heard that correctly. Weatherford 4, Anadarko 2. And I don't want to hear about how good of a career, what type of coaching legend Schumpert is. I don't want to hear it. This ain't it, man. Some people want to make the argument, well, he was putting his players in the best chance to win the game, like putting him in the best position to win the game. That's not what this is all about. I know some people think winning is everything. Right? I'm as competitive as they come, man. But high school basketball is supposed to be about kids trying their best and having fun. And if you win, that's awesome. And if you don't, it's okay. But I don't believe there's anything positive that comes from doing what he had those kids do on Tuesday night. And I can't believe that people are sticking up for him. I can't believe those parents at Anadarko let this happen. Hell, I can't believe that the high school kids complied. Maybe that's the most impressive part, is that he can convince all these kids to play keep away for 4 quarters. But let them play the game, man. If they lose, if Weatherford's more talented, that's sports. It's okay if you lose to a team that's more athletic and more talented than you. But let them play the game. Having them sit in the corners and throwing it back and forth. And someone put the entire game, sped it up and put it on the internet. And to people that were like, oh, they ran a little offense. Bullshit. They passed it back and forth at the top over and over and over and over again for the entire game. This is not what sports are about. It's not what you're supposed to be teaching high school kids. Nothing, there is no value in making those kids do that. And I will argue anyone that wants to say that there is. It's supposed to be about letting kids play and letting them have a good time. There's no way that was fun for those players. And they pulled that stunt and lost. So what's it matter if you lose by 2 or lose by 20? Let the kids play the damn game. I was stunned that people stood up for that coach. And I was sad for the kids, man. I was sad that it's a damn shame that those kids had to do that. I hated it for them.
It's a real short-sighted approach. Right? I can understand, at least I can understand to a degree, the philosophy that this gave them the best opportunity to win. Like, I don't know anything about Weatherford, and I don't know anything about Anadarko. And had they played a normal game and they got beat, 65-20, this was a way to get them close to winning the game. Like, I can understand that philosophy to a point. But in high school, like, the whole point really of sports in general, and especially as you're young, is like, learn what you're good at, learn what you're bad at, learn what you need to improve, learn how to handle victory, learn how to handle defeat, know how to grow as a person from it, know how to grow as a team from it. And this accomplishes none of those things. You don't develop any skill. You don't find out where you need to get better. You don't find out what areas that you have that are good and you can use to your advantage. You don't learn how to grow as a team. You don't learn how to bring each other up. And it's a total wasted effort across the board in every single metric, except for possibly it gave us the best chance to keep it close. And as you pointed out, it failed in that aspect of it. You still lost the game and you got doubled up 4-2. It's nobody learned anything. Nobody got better. It's a stunt that impedes the growth of your own team, and the team that you're playing against. It's a worthless endeavor that I hope I never see again. And I don't care if he convinced the kids that this is a great thing to do. And I don't care if he convinced the parents that this is a great thing to do. It's not. You need, like, if that's where you are as a basketball team, you need to spend some time developing something else other than keep away.
Let them play, man.
Yep.
Let them try their best to go put the ball in the basket. Let them try their best to defend Weatherford. And I had a guy that officiated that game DM me on Twitter and said that the Weatherford fans, this is a quote, the Weatherford fans did the loudest boo I have ever heard at halftime. It was 2-0 at the half. And he also said that Weatherford has a really athletic team. I guess they've got a sophomore that OU's already offered for football. Who knew? But and this has become a national story, and I'm glad. And there's a lot of people talking about this. And if you're looking for one positive, hopefully it leads to Oklahoma high school basketball implementing a shot clock so that this can never happen again. I think that's long overdue. And I was thinking about it last night. Well, my son, he's about 13 years or so from being in high school. I will make it one of my life's goal to make sure there's a shot clock before he gets to high school. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I saw this last night. It just rubbed me the wrong way. It made me sad. Like, I felt a lot of different emotions because I just can't imagine being a coach, right, at the high school level. And you're shaping these young men as people, not only as players, but as people. Like your high school, think back, like your high school coaches are incredibly influential in your life. And for him to say, you know what, I've got this group of young men, let's play keep away. I just think it's one of the most chicken shit things I've ever seen, dude. I don't care how many games the guys won. This ain't it. This is not the way. And if letting them play isn't the best way to give them a chance to win, then so be it. Yeah. Just let it be that way. Let the kids play the game and have fun. If they lose, they lose. But I really think trying to make kids have this mentality, I don't know, man. I feel like it's detrimental. I really do. I don't know. It really bothered me, and still clearly is bothering me.
Yeah. Well, I think ultimately that it because there's been a lot of people. This isn't the first time people have been clamoring for a shot clock in high school hoops in Oklahoma.
Right.
And I don't know, like, how many states out there have it, and, like, are we the only one that doesn't? And, you know, there's always the argument that gets thrown back. Well, some schools can't afford to put in a shot clock.
How about this?
When the time comes at all.
When the time comes, like, if it's still not in, I'll pay for it. Yeah. I will. I've saved a lot of money. I'll pay for them. And like, if my son gets to high school and they're still not shot clocks, and the reason is, hey, they can't afford them, I'll buy them all.
I know they can afford them.
I know they can too.
I see the weight rooms that these high schools have. I know that there's how many 2A and 3A schools out there have turf football fields. That argument to me is null and void. Should there be a handful of schools out there that can't afford shot clocks, I'm sure there's a way to get it done.
I am on the board of the Wes Welker Foundation. We will gladly fulfill grants for schools, public schools here in Oklahoma City that want shot clocks. Now, I'm speaking for the whole foundation. Probably shouldn't do that. But I think if it came to, like, I think I could convince the group.
There you go.
But
I'm
I
with you.
just, it really pissed me off, man. And it made me even more upset that some people were defending that. Oh my gosh. Gives them the best
Well,
chance to win.
there is definitely there's a point to where, hey, as an outman team, let's do what we can. Let's find the loopholes. Let's use the rules of the game in our favor to level the playing field. Like, and I'll hear that. That's what's happening in college football right now. Right? That's what teams have done in college football is use
But in
the
college
rules.
football, you're forced to play the game. Like you got to snap it.
Right.
You got to play.
No
Like
doubt.
even if you're leaning on the run game, even if you're a triple option, like you got to play. You got to block. You got to tackle. You have to play. In
If
this
there
case,
was
there's no. You're not even playing the sport. You're playing.
right,
You're playing keep away. You're playing hot potato.
what you've done is you've you found a hole in the old rule set, which I don't know when they came up with the rules or when the last time they updated it or whatever. It's like the spirit of the rule is because they would understand that no one would deliberately not try to score in a game, like that they would deliberately hold the ball for entire periods of the game. Like that's not why, like whenever the rules were written, I can't imagine that that was intended with the spirit of the rule set.
I
And most everywhere else in the world, in any other organization, would change it instantly. Like if this is what it created.
OSSAA. Make it
It's really
right.
their fault because this has been
Change it.
going on for a long time.
Change it. Don't allow. Don't make a group of basketball players in this state have to go through that again. Because you can't convince me. Like that was not fun for those kids. There's
Can
no
I ask
way.
a question? Why, as Weatherford, would you not put down bench players in to go out and foul like crazy?
I'll just tell you this. When I was a high school basketball player, we were pretty good. I think we just would have fought. Like I think if a team Daniel Orton probably been it would have been one of these conversations between me and him like, hey, we're gonna fight these guys. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Just because imagine having to be Weatherford in that game. You're just sitting there and people are like, well, why didn't they pressure the ball? What do you want them to do? Like,
That's you're almost. I would say you just go foul and continue to foul until
just go tackle them.
right. Put them on the line. They shoot free throws. If they make them, you get the ball back. If they miss them, you can rebound to get the ball. You continue to do that and go score points and get them out of it. I guess I don't know. I don't know what you do.
What would you have done if you were one of the parents in the stands?
I don't think I probably wouldn't have done much.
I
Nothing I would have done would have made things any better other than taking what's a national story and, you know, you'd be the guy in the national story now doing something bad.
I have always said that I'm going to be quiet during my kids' games. I can just sit there, watch that. Dude, I know myself. I don't think I would have been able to sit through that without saying something and making some type of scene. Yeah, whether that makes me a bad person or not, I don't know. But it would have been there would have been at least one loud chant, loud shout of let the kids play the game. Something to that effect.
And this happened. This was in Weatherford, right? I'm guessing.
Where was the game?
If there's that many fans there from Weatherford that were booing and stuff, I don't know.
I was at Weatherford. Yeah, if I was in high school and they would have tried to do that in our gym, we would have fought. Yeah, I would have taken the technical, possible ejection. I'd be like, hey, it is what it is.
If you win the game, it's one thing, but Like when you lose it, it looks worse to lose a game 4-2 and tried to, play keep away the entire game. It looks worse than if you would have got run out of the gym like 80-20.
I am of the belief that refusing to play the game is the worst look imaginable. There's nothing worse than that. Like playing and getting your ass kicked
within reason.
Yes.
If you've got a
reason.
lead, a big lead late, and you're trying to run the clock out, like that's within reason. But
this was from the opening tip, dude. Just pass it back and forth.
So do you know how they lost?
Anadarko had a 3 at the buzzer to win the game and missed it.
So they stalled the entire game, even though they were down?
Yeah. They were down 2-0 at halftime. They were down. It was 4-2 at the end of the game. The guy told me that they had a 3 at the buzzer to try and win it and missed it.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just going on record right now. Shot clocks. Get them, Oklahoma. Come on, Oklahoma. OSSAA. We're all calling you out. Implement the shot clock. So no kid has to go through this again. And especially no kid has to comply with this again. Because what that coach made those kids do is complete bullshit.
Well, and now they're like suffering
it's not the kid's fault.
Right.
Just doing what they were coached to do. I don't blame the kids. I also now thinking back to our high school basketball days. If you tried to get us to do that, oh my God. No chance. 0 chance. Non-compliant, to say the least.